Hello, here we are. There you are. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles, and we are here to review the album called Death of a Bachelor, the multi-platinum #1 album from 2015 from the band Panic at the Disco. Richard suggested this one, so we'll be talking about it, whether we liked it, didn't like it, we're indifferent, we're blown away, hated it. We'll each have our own opinions, I'm sure. That's how it always works. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, Mike from Hubtunes, and ladies and gentlemen, the man that was served a bowl of grits and kissed them, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora.
Oh, Mel, kiss my grit.
Boy.
Oh, my goodness. This was multi-platinum. What you
This was
just said.
multi-platinum?
This was multi-platinum.
This sold a lot of.
Is it their
Bigger
biggest
than
selling?
3 singles?
I think they
3 singles
had bigger ones.
Wow.
So this is their 5th album. They were formed in 2004. They've had 7 albums. Brendan Urie is the lead vocalist. I, like everybody else, was introduced to Panic at the Disco with the first album and the first single, I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. I liked the song because he said, talk about closing the goddamn door, and you really should close the goddamn door. Don't leave it open. Were you born in a fucking barn? Only song I've ever liked by them, because every single song they sing or he sings or they do sounds exactly the same. So I don't know if I'm the right guy to go first because I don't really have a lot of nice things to say. I don't get the hype with Panic at the Disco. I don't get the hype with him. I mean, Taylor Swift even got him to do a song with her, and it was terrible. There was a moment I actually kind of liked the title track, The Death of a Bachelor, but and don't get me started with, which was a single, Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time, right? Why do you have to add fucking Rock Lobster? Why are you putting the riff from Rock Lobster in here, you fuckers? Like, just what are you doing? Like, yeah, the first song, Victorious, is stupid. That Hallelujah is the worst thing I've ever heard. He's talking, there's that, I don't remember what song he's talking about, his underwear. There's the lyrics seem like he's trying to be intellectual. He's trying to be brilliant. He's trying to make me think things that I'm not actually thinking. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to like them when they first came out. They had really bad emo hair to begin, and I hate the term emo, by the way, but that's what they called this music. That long, yeah, he had that really awful hair. He got a little cuter later, but I still don't think he's like attractive. Like, he looks better now than obviously when they started. And the Panic at the Disco fans, I'm sorry, I'm not one of them, but you do you, boo. Okay, you love them. I'm just not gonna love them with you or for you. Okay. Yeah, so I just thought this was terrible. Like, again, the Death of the Bachelor, I've actually never heard a full album of theirs. I had one
until now.
I don't even remember what it was. It might have been the one after this. I found it for like $5. It was sealed. And I had looked on Discogs and it was selling for like $50. And then I ended up giving it to a girl that I used to work with that just was obsessed with them. And at that time, it was selling for a couple $100. I don't remember the album. And I just gave it to her. She's like, do you want money? I'm like, no, you love them. You enjoy them. You think he's sexy, man. So you have this. I don't even know why I purchased it. I listened to that album and I didn't like it either. Maybe a little better than this one. I don't know. I just didn't really. It just wasn't for mama. It just wasn't for me. And you would think maybe on paper, because of the garbage that y'all think that I listen to, the pop shit and all that I love, you would almost think that this would be something that Craig would just dig.
No, not a chance.
No, really?
You
Okay, because I would think
as
that
soon as
people
I
would
put it
think
on.
that I would like them. But yeah, it's not. Again, there's big fans for this band out there that really, really love them. And again, you do you, boo. I'm just going to choose not to join you. And the title track was okay. So because of that, I am gonna give The Death of a Bachelor, this fine album by Panic at the Disco, one rainbow. I apologize.
Oh, don't be sorry. My goodness.
Apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm a bitch.
So yeah, I remember the first album, and I don't know anything after that. We played the "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies" as a
Which is a decent song.
retrospective. Years after it was a hit, we played it for, I don't know, 2 months, and then we see the media monitors, and people would change the station when it came on, so we stopped playing it. But the thing that I liked about Panic at the Disco when they were first out was their song titles. I thought they had the best song titles since Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, just completely unconventional stuff. I can't even remember. There's a good reason the tables are numbered. You just haven't thought of it yet. And crazy titles like that. What's the big title? I think it was their first or second single, and I had it in my head. And now I can't think of what it
I'm
was.
gonna look up because it's all off that first album.
The
is the
first
one
album is that's the one.
Yeah, so it's called "A Fever You Can't Sweat Out" as the album.
Yeah.
The only difference between martyrism
and suicide is press cover.
Lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off.
Yeah, I love their song titles. And here they don't even have those. They have song titles with like one word, like Hallelujah and Victorious, and 2-word Golden Days. And so they don't even have. And the one longer title is "Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time," which is a cliche. It's not even their thing. Yeah. And I think it's that song where they say, "I'm not as think as you drunk I am." And it's like, dude, that's something that a dad would have on a t-shirt. What are you doing? And so I did not enjoy this album. I hated the production on this. It's that very typical 2015 kind of sound where it's just hyper slick production, no humanity at all, no organic anything. Everything is just blended together to sound just like noise. And I hate to say that kind of thing because I sound like an old man, like, "You young kids, that's just a bunch of not," like the Beatles or something, or the Rolling Stones, and somebody is 53 years old when that's out, and it's nothing but a bunch of racket. This is literally nothing but a bunch of racket. I mean, but I understand what it is. That's the difference between being some old man in the 60s shouting at the clouds and being somebody who understands what kind of production this is. It's the hyper dynamics processing where everything is just meshed. They do all the stems and then they mesh them all together, and the VU meters just go, and they don't move. Vocals are buried, and probably real horns that they just put so much layering of production on and effects on that they end up sounding like synth horns anyway. And just stupid lyrics. I've talked about the other, if crazy equals genius, I'm a fucking rocket scientist. That's just another cliche that people have said before. I mean, I think that they're getting very lazy. I don't know a lot about them, but it seems just going from the first album to this, it just sounds very lazy. Like they don't have the cleverness anymore. They don't have the stuff that made them original. They're probably one of those bands that are out on the road and they're doing this and they're doing drugs and they're doing cocaine and gasoline or whatever's in the one song. Yeah. And now they don't have time. So they're just throwing out whatever, but it's working for them. Like I said, multi-platinum singles. But as I've said in many of my own videos, I couldn't give two shits how much something sells. I don't care how many awards it won. I know how all that shit works. And I'm sure there was a lot of money behind this because they're Panic at the Disco at this point in 2015, and they're one of the big bands and whatever. Don't care for their whole I'm going to be Frank Sinatra with the title track, and I'm going to be a crooner, and then throw this huge goddamn bass on there that's just like, meant for like car subwoofer competitions. It is not for me, and I feel like I am aged out of this. I think that this is the type of thing where if it's constantly pushed on you and you're of the certain age where this is in all the movie soundtracks and this is everywhere you go, somebody's got this on and this is all over the radio. I get how this can be like pounded into your head and all of a sudden you like it now, or this is always out at the places that you go. That's another thing. They never really played this stuff in the clubs that we would go to. It wasn't dancey enough for that, but it was too hyper produced to be something that I would listen to at home. And so it's right in that weird spot that I'm just not interested. I think the best track on here is probably the last one. Is it Impossible Year? Is that the last one?
Year? Was that like the crooner?
That was the other crooner one, but he sounds a little less like he's trying hard, like he's being a throwback. He actually sounds like he's actually singing a little more.
Yeah.
But even that one is just kind of it's okay, but comparatively, it's like the best track on here. I'm gonna give wow, I did not like this. I'm gonna give this 1.5 rainbows.
Wow. I get to follow up you two. I've never heard Panic at the Disco. I've heard of them. I know they're a band that's very popular. I've never heard a single song of theirs. So I was kind of excited when Richard, because I like a lot of what Richard picks, and I like hearing new stuff, that I've never heard, and they're clearly very popular. Is this their biggest selling album? I don't know. It shocks me that this sold that
I would probably think it's their first one, but this one's, I mean, like I said, it's multi-platinum, went to number one, so even if it's not their biggest, it was huge.
Yeah. I remember I did one of those, I went to one of those concerts out in Rosemont one year, and those Christmas for the kids kind of concerts, like a local radio station always sponsors it, and there's like 4 or 5 bands on, and they were the headliner one night when we went, and we didn't even stay. I don't know why we didn't stay. We had been there for a while, and we'd already seen like 3 bands, and the people I was with were like, "Yeah, we don't want to see them," and we just left because I think Queens of the Stone Age was right before them. And after them, we were just like, well, that's it. We don't need to see anyone else. They fucking blew the roof off the place. So we didn't even stay for them. But I've never heard them, and so I was looking forward to this. Man, maybe this is just like maybe it's like it's just I missed this. I missed this sound. I missed this. I don't know. There's absolutely nothing on here that stands out. I don't. First of all, I'm not as angry at it as Craig is.
Sorry about it.
I'm really not that angry. But I'm listening to it, and like the songs would start out all kind of the same, like the kind of like, and then they'd kick in, and there's not like there's a lot of electronic drumming on here that's not good. I honestly, there's not one song. And when I listened to it again today, and there's not one song that stands out to me. There's one song that absolutely stands out to me because it is awful and it kicks off the entire album. Which maybe that Victorious song is garbage. What a horrible song. And maybe, and I the first time I listened to it, I was like, "Don't let that bring you down, Mike. Keep listening, keep going." And it really didn't get much better. That Hallelujah is terrible. I mean, I was going to say Death of a Bachelor. Maybe I kind of dug that a little bit. But then it all just starts to sound the same. And I don't... But yeah, I don't know, you guys. I tried really hard. I really wanted to like this. I wanted I really did. I just didn't like it at all. The production, again, like Robert said, is awful. It's just that wall that it's just, yeah, I don't know what it's. We'll find out what it sounds like on vinyl because Richard has it. But it sounds terrible on streaming. I thought it was awful. So anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna listen to their first album. Would I like that better?
Possibly.
The
It's a little
pause.
less, but the ones that I've heard, it's kind of emo would be the way to describe it too. I mean, it's.
But I do like closing the goddamn door.
I don't know what that means, so I'll give it a try. I will definitely listen to their first album and see what that's all about. But yeah, is this? Yeah, I mean, I'll give it two rainbows. His voice was okay at some points, but then it kind of got to me after a while. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so I did because I have their albums up here. So this one did hit #1. And so all of their albums actually in the top 20. The debut 13 was the highest. Their second album #2 was the highest. Third 7, fourth 2. This one was #1. Then the one after that was #1. And their most recent one from 22 was 13. The interesting thing is almost every single one of them are platinum except one, but their most recent album is nothing. It's not platinum, it's not gold, it's nothing. So yeah, so that was just interesting. So I wanted to just share that before Richard tells us why he chose this album.
Well, after I had identified this as going to be my selection, and was listening to it, this thought crept into my mind, Robert's not going to like this. And then as I was listening to it, Craig's not going to like this either. and then I started thinking, okay, Mike, is he going to like this? And I started thinking, no, he's not going to like this either. It's almost like I was going to hear, or I could almost hear what you were going to say. And that's okay. Because, on one level with this record, the first time I heard Panic at the Disco was when we were doing 2008. And I was looking at records that came out in 2008 that I'd never heard before. One of them was a Panic at the Disco album, and it was pretty odd, that release. And I liked that. I really kind of enjoyed that. So I've been on the hunt looking for it. But then I saw this in a store. Got it on the red vinyl. And this is it was, I guess, originally released in 2016, but I think this is a later pressing, a newer pressing. I didn't check, but yeah, musically, there is nothing new in this album. It uses every successful pop hook that's ever been used before. So the soundtrack part of this album is really sterile. It's filled with everything that you've heard before. I hear right from the start with the opening track, I hear Backstreet Boys. And then throughout the record, I can hear Barry Manilow, I hear Lady Gaga, I hear Frank Sinatra, I hear Justin Timberlake, and I even hear a little Brian Seltzer once in a while kind of coming through. Lyrically, what I hear Brendan Urie doing is he's taking these cliches, these musical cliches, but he's not singing songs that you would normally associate with the people who create those musical cliches. He's not singing about, nice things. He's singing about nasty people in a lot of the songs, very gritty songs. And he's doing it with a sarcastic sneer that is at times just really, I don't know, scathing. In the song Victorious, he's got this line, I'm a killing spree in white, eyes like broken Christmas lights. I mean, the visual to me with that line is just, it's pretty remarkable. But musically, the song is just so, yeah, it's just like nothing original about it. But then he's got all these lyrics and this attitude kind of going through that's almost like he's satirizing all these songs. So in a lot of ways, this album, in its intent and Yuri's delivery, reminds me more about, you know, Destat or even the Viagra Boys, the way they shred other trends and other musicians, other acts. And his voice, I don't know, his voice to me is so, the range is so amazing to me. His vocals never waver when he's ascending or descending. And he is really pulling, he's not a head singer, he's a singer from the gut, you know, all the way. I like the line from like, don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, you know, all these songs are just like something you might, I don't know, I just feel like he's really signaling a big fuck you to all these other pop stars, even to Frank Sinatra to a degree. And I like Frank Sinatra, but his crooning and then the contents of the song, you know, I don't know. It's just, I just hear him, he's throwing stones at some glass houses and he's throwing bricks. But the line from Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time, I lost a bet to a guy in a chiffon skirt, but I make these high heels work. It's like he's the people that he's singing about are these decadent, depraved people. They're some of them in the songs, they're making comebacks, you know, hey, but I think the best songs to me are Crazy Equals Genius. You know, this guy can't even hear what someone else is telling him. And so he's going off, you know, on an extreme in his reaction, you know, that, well, you know, you can set yourself on fire and you're not even going to burn. You know, that's how important you are. That's how knowledgeable, you know, you are about me. And then L.A. Devotee, the line, drinking white wine in the blushing light. I don't know, that's just so poetic to me. The juxtaposition, drinking white wine and blush, you know, is a type of wine, you know, in the blushing light.
And wine is good.
But he's just another L.A. devotee. You know, it's the Golden Days, that song gets a bit shrill, you know, when he starts like going up. But I think, I don't know, to me, he's doing all of that on purpose. He's doing it to, and this was also, I think, his first release, because like it or not, Panic at the Disco is Brendan Urie. He pretty much played, I think, all the guitar and the drums on this record, and everybody else was brought in for different tracks. So he brought in a lot of other people to work with him. But this was, I think, his first release where he was really stepping away from the quote unquote emo style and presentation. It's almost like he was channeling every Vegas singer he could, while at the same time setting them all on fire. So that's how I view this record. And every time I listen to it, I like it. I like it more. Now the production on the album, yeah, there are some sections of it where the sound stage is a bit compressed. There's not a lot of space between some of the instrumentation, but there are moments when you can hear a bit of space in it. So, which makes me think this might be a newer release, maybe a newer remaster or something. I don't know. It didn't have a hype sticker like that. But anyway, I really like it. And I'm still on the hunt for Pretty Odd because I like that as well. And I'm going to give it 4.5 rainbows.
Okay.
So there it is.
Jesus.
There it is.
You can set yourself on fire, but you're not going to burn.
Mhm. Oh boy.
Because I'm cold as ice. Ice doesn't
Because you're
burn.
cold as ice. However that song goes.
So yeah, we're going to be listening to Foreigner's debut next. Or not.
Oh, you can't see it.
9.
Nice.
Number 9. Number 9.
As in no.
Mhm.
9.
I mean,
I'm gonna listen to the debut on my way to work. I tagged it.
Oh,
tomorrow morning.
Mike.
hey, the closing the goddamn door song is decent.
I'm
so.
closing the goddamn door on Panic at the Disco.
Well,
Great name, though, by
I
the
am
way.
too.
To end on a positive note, I love the band's name.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
Surprised I've
name.
never listened to them.
And it's Panic. At the
So what are we
Yeah,
going to
we'll put
listen to
exclamation
next?
Mark.
Share.
I will give you a choice.
Oh, dude.
Oh. 1983.
I wanted to listen and review something that was on the Record Store Day Black Friday list.
Oh.
So that
Oh.
maybe we can either persuade someone to look for this record when it's released on Black Friday, or maybe keep them from looking for it.
That's a good
Maybe
idea.
keep them from wasting their money.
I like this.
So my choice for each of you is B, C, P, or S.
B, C, P, or S?
Yes, you have to pick one of those letters. B,
S.
C, P, or S.
S.
Wait a second. What are the letters?
B,
C.
C, P,
Why are we
or
playing a game?
S.
What? P as in Paul?
Yes.
Yes,
BCP or
like
S.
before Christ, Paul size.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, all before Christ, Paul's size.
BCPS. And I was looking at the record Black Friday list, and there was like nothing on it that interested me except one record.
Oh, there's one that
B,
might be a
C,
must-have.
P, or S. Mike has chosen.
I'll say S.
What did you chose?
Is that what I said? Yeah.
Okay,
Or
well, it's
P.
S then because it'll
Yeah, S.
Oh.
All right, fine.
be okay.
I was going to say P, but
Whatever.
say S. but-
Okay, so instead of Big Head Todd and the Monsters,
Oh.
or Curtis Mayfield's Curtis, or even Prince and the Revolution Around the World in a Day, which isn't really a Black Friday release because it's
It's
those
just
singles
the
that are getting released,
45,
not the
yeah.
album. You chose for us to review next time Sunvolt.
Who the hell is that?
And they're from around here. What do you mean, who's Sunvolt? Trance is the name of the CD, or
it's
Trace
my-
is the name of
probably
the
my
CD.
I
only
don't
must
know
get.
who
I
that
don't know.
is.
Well, I'm sorry. What's the title of the composition?
Trace.
Trace.
Sunvolt.
As-
And there may be a version with all kinds of songs. You just want the
As
first
in-
11. And it should have 11
As
tracks.
in trace a line. Trace.
Yes.
Okay.
It's their first.
Sunvolt. Trace.
What year
Sunvolt
is that
is,
from?
if you've heard of the band Uncle Tupelo, they splintered off into two groups. One of them is Wilco. The other one is Sunvolt.
Oh. Okay, what year was that from?
95.
Okay. Who knows? I might know something on it.
Drown would be the...
Not a chance.
Yeah, you won't know it, but Drown was the radio single.
Drown was the single. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that name, but
I've never heard
yeah.
of that. This will be enlightening.
Sunvolt, and if you
It's on
like it, you can.
It's on my record store day list to buy.
Yeah, the deluxe. They're coming out with a deluxe 2 LP color vinyl. I think it's kind of a purplish wine
There's
color.
like
The original goes for hundreds.
Yeah.
This needed
It's a
it.
90s vinyl, so yeah, obviously, yeah, the original is going to be way up there. So yeah, 2 LP set with bonus tracks. I think the whole second disc is demos and outtakes and whatever, but obviously we're just listening to the original.
Yeah,
original 11 tracks.
11 tracks. Okay, yeah.
Final song
when I
should be
look
called
up
Mystifies Me.
sometimes when I look up these records, I have to ask how many tracks, because some of the playlists I listen to, they throw in all these extra bonus tracks, and
absolutely. I mean, the Paul Revere and the Raiders was like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there's I don't know.
So yeah, we'll review Sunvolt's Trace album from 1995 coming up. We'll also have the tops and bottoms of 1970 on the way as well. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for your your understanding, Panic at the Disco fans.
Yeah.
What a boring place it would be if we all had the same opinions in music. And isn't it great that we can disagree on things like that and all still be civil
and still love each other?
Because if people see Panic at the Disco in the title, they're gonna, Panic at the Disco, I like that.
Yeah, and then they're gonna hear my mouth right away.
And by the time Mike comes on, they've already shut it off anyway. They won't even hear his review because they'll just hear Craig's and then half of mine, and then it'll be turned off in disgust. Not before leaving some comment.
Oh yeah, telling me how terrible I am. And you know what? I say that. Thank you.
Right. I don't say anything. Doesn't deserve a response.
Well, I'm saying thank you in the
no matter
video,
what side of the disco you're on. I'm Robert Fifth. We're the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fifth, and along with
Richard at Kelvin Wazoo,
Craig's Vinyl Plethora,
Mike at Hubtones.
Me.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, don't forget to close the goddamn door on your way out.